keep their head with the other hand so that he can't shrimp as easily forward. I can kind of move with him. But I like to walk one arm out and put my knee right at his shoulder. I like to go a little bit above. Then I'll get the elbow on the other side, I'll pull up, and then straightening my leg and then bringing it back around so that now my ankle is underneath his shoulder. Once that happens, I adjust and then bringing my hip onto his ribs on the opposite side of my hip. And my foot comes up and I'm active pose. I'm trying to put all of my weight down into just this little space right there. So it makes it a little harder for him to breathe. And again, now I have a lot of control over his arms because his elbows can't get to his body. Does anyone need to see that again? We'll go over both. So the first one, I like to put my hand on the top of their head and I'm just doing this. And then this hand comes in, finger walks, so I can get my knee up here now. And you can do either hand. You can either pull or you can push, straighten, curl, and I'm aiming to put my heel under his shoulder. And then James Clearman always says it's like turning a lid, and I like that sort of memory device. So I think about turning the lid, and that puts my toes in the right spot. And for me, because I'm small, I like to really drive my knee into their head so that their spine is no longer straight. It makes it a little harder for them to move their hips. It gives me a little bit more power over their shoulders. So if you want, instead of just staying straight on, you can just push their head a little bit towards the side. And then I just lower my weight. My butt's hanging off, my hip is on his right side, and my chest is staying forward. And I want to make sure that I'm bringing my leg in so that he can't bring this elbow to the mat or back to his side, because the whole point of S-mount is one, to make it hard for them to breathe, and two, it gets these arms out of my way. So, most common thing to do from S-mount is an armbar. People know this and they defend like this because this is the arm that I want. So, I take my palms, one at his elbow, one at his wrist, using my whole body, my shoulders, my core, my back. I push his arm down to the mat, and once I get it fairly straight like this, I use the wrist side hand, I turn it in, and I stuff his arm into my pocket, and I put my ribs over it. It makes it harder for him to get this out, and now there's nothing to block this arm. I'm keeping my hand on his tricep, and I'm just making sure I'm keeping my weight here. Again, my chest is over, so I'm keeping that counterbalance, but my weight is now also coming more towards his hip, which makes this leg really light, which is really good for the armbar. Now, I take my hand right at his wrist, and I get the bend of my elbow to the bend of his wrist, and I like to grab the back of my shoulder. When I first learned this, I learned to move my leg over, but I've since Mick Williams does it a little differently. He just drags his shin up their face and he finishes it from here. So now, because I have the hand, I can let go of this arm. I don't care about it. I base. You'll see my hips are now parallel with the mat, and I am bringing my hips in, and I'm sort of expanding my chest towards the mat, like extending my whole body along his arm to get the tap. Over here. I'm bringing my palms into his wrist and his elbow and his wrist. And I'm using my whole body weight to push it to where it's at this nice parallel position to the mat. And then I'm swinging it in and pulling it into my pocket, and I'm trying to aim my floating rib to go around his arm, so it creates kind of a nice little grip on him. It makes it a little harder. Like, I still want to keep this here, but I don't have to. It's going to take him a little while to rip this out. But I like to be safe, so I still add that grip on his triceps, but he definitely can't get that out. Then, if this isn't working, he's, keeping it straight. I've only got 20 seconds left to the match, and I really want to submit him. I'm going to take my ring finger and my middle finger and bring it in to the joint of his elbow until his arm is straight up and down. Then my thumb is going to hook around his wrist, and I'm just going to slowly drag it along my thigh. And all I'm doing with this hand is just keeping his elbow in place. I'm not moving it. My elbow is glued to my ribs, and I'm just keeping this position right here. This is the only hand that's moving at all.
So first, you're gonna bump her up. You're gonna kind of put your knee in her butt. You're gonna bump her up, and you're gonna try to put one leg in. You want to hook this leg, and this is called a hook. And there, you can go from there. You can work, but we're gonna start with kind of 2 hooks in, and then we're gonna roll you to the side. So not a lot of resistance there. Just get your hooks in one at a time. So bump one hook in, throw your other one in there, and then roll them to the side. And so when you roll them to the side, you want to make sure you grab their gi. So you're in up here. So we go back one more time. Yeah, that's what I show. So I get my hook in, I bump, I get my hook in, I get my other hook in. I'm going to roll, and as I roll, I kind of fixing my hands in here. I'm grabbing her gi. Start here, you cover her, you're gonna bump her up, throw one leg in, throw other leg. Remember, as you're kind of rolling, you grab her gi. We're gonna roll to the side, gonna sit up, and have you right here. Now you're just gonna reach, put your thumb as deep in. You're gonna use this hand to open it. Deep in there, grab it, release this hand out. You're gonna see your kind of control. You're going to throw your arm out. You can get your elbow, can. If not, grab that, scoop, throw this on the other side, so you're perpendicular with her, behind the head, and go. And it's not like you're trying to choke them, it's just a little lean back. That's all you need to do, just a little lean back, sorry. Okay. So when you come here, the point is you can do it from just having the back, you can do it straight on, you can do it right here. But I have to really go all the way back. That's why I have this right here. I cut the angle, so I scoop back, throw this here, and then right there. You cut that angle, makes it a lot tighter.
Do you cut the angle before you throw the...
Yes, because if you try to throw it, try to cut the angle, you could, but she can grab my foot, and you're sitting here, and then right there. So if you have her like this, you have it, elbow, and you just cut. She can block your foot, and she goes to roll out. You're not stuck in this choke. Mm-hmm. And you can shrimp out, you can try to throw your leg back in, you can do whatever you can. If you're stuck in that choke, your arm's there. So, any other questions? Yes.
So I noticed that you're kind of like sitting up a little bit more. Is this choke even possible when you're like more on like laying down, or do you like really want
It is possible. It'd be a lot harder. So if we're laying down, like right here, there's not gonna be really a way to cut with it because you can't just like roll her over. She's gonna come with you. You can just try it. You have both your legs in, and you just do like a normal Ezekiel from the back. But this is more for the sitting up, because a lot of people won't ever let you even get to this point where you're right here, because they're gonna try to roll into you. They're gonna fight a lot. They're not even gonna let you go near the neck. Right here, they're a little more exposed because they're thinking, okay, I can just roll into, go for a single leg, double leg, transition. This is more of a better opportunity, like spot.
And like with this control, like when I think of taking the back, I always think of like the seatbelt grip. I haven't noticed one very much. How would you compare this to a seatbelt? Does it like have a lot of the same control?
This is a very attacking, like, the seatbelt's good. You're right here, this is very stable. She can't really get out. This is more like opportunity for them to get out, but if you're fast with it, like, I don't even have to know, I don't really go for the points. If I know I'm gonna submit them, I already go for it. So we're here, we just rolled into it, I'm already grabbed. So, any other questions? Any to the end? Gotcha. All right, please. So, right here, you're gonna bump her up, throw this leg in, grab her gi as you roll, lapels. Sorry. And right here, I'm gonna throw this in as deep as I can. Make sure your thumb's in there. That's a crucial part. And then we're gonna lace this out, secure, throw my arm out, grab my elbow if I can, or the sleeve, cut the corner, block, and then all right.
Oh my.
It's side control. I'm gonna kind of frog up, isolate this arm. There's no real reason to isolate the arm. I mean, if you're right here and that arm's not isolated, she can kind of come into it. You can still defend, so that's a good reason to do it. But another reason is just practice this position. This position is beautiful. A lot of people, well, a lot of upper belts, a lot of older people use this position. It's amazing. I learned it and I use it every time. I try to get there. So, right here, frog up. I'm gonna act like I'm grabbing, like I'm doing something. I'm gonna grab the end of my gi, put it in my fist. It's like, you ever play that game with your parents, like, what's in this fist? Well, my lapel's in this fist. So, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna act like I'm going for the kimura. Boom. Trap. Got it. You can sit here, get your breath, feed it, feed it, feed it. In this case, I'll go a little bit looser for Stephanie's sake. And I'm going to block the snip, sprawl out, put your arm on the side, and then just kind of pull. You also want to use your shoulder to push their head into it. You want to be mean about it. Not too mean, we're training partners, but in competition you want to be mean about it. You want to push as far as you can and pull. Just like that. So, a good counter to this, other than getting this arm in, is say she knows it's coming. So she's framing me, I throw my hand through and you grab my hand. Okay, you can do two things. You can either kind of just work, you can kind of smash her, kind of just force it in there, and then you're really gonna have to feed as much as you can. Or, so she grabs it, you can knee on belly, rip it out, go there. And from there, if she's starting here, kind of, if she has her gi tied, just kind of play around like you grab the stuff. Oh, I pulled this out. All right. Oh no. Well, I might as well use it, right? So, throw this over, feed it to this hand, pull tight. Now, baseball grip. You can, if you're not comfortable or not comfortable, if you're not used to baseball grips, I would raise it up, kind of grip it like baseball bat, and bring it forward. Now from here, slide this hand. For the reason why we have, some people argue and say like, oh, you don't need to do the baseball grip. I don't feel comfortable myself trying to slide, because if she's trying to do some mumbo jumbo and try to get out of this, it's gonna come right out. That's why you get the baseball grip, because she tries to do her mumbo jumbo, I still have it. Then I can still try to feed it, I still have this, still have that control. So I slide it, grab it to this, where I feel like it's still strong, but I have the least amount of it. Take this hand, feed it in, grab sleeve, my elbow, my own lapel, my own, whatever you can grab, just not the person's hair. Post, you can go one post. I like to do double post, just to really get my hips out there, because now I don't really have to finish it with as much strength, and just like that.